v.h.s.x? What do you mean?
4, but then, oh my god. Oh my. Auras. Oh, they're all by main building. Alright, so let me see if I can crouch down now, and then I might be able to, like, snag a free hit potentially. Okay, I'm gonna hit her, get Gearhead. Close. Okay. Might be able to know where to hide. Maybe might be able to see the others. No? No other people? Okay, we only see them. I'm gonna break this. Okay, so they were about around this area. Gearhead should show me any other auras potentially. Okay, they're over there by the shack. Try to go for Young Jin. Maybe they'll body block. I got a free hit. Okay, good free hit. She's going to main. It's a little less safe over there, so I'm gonna go there. His pallet is okay. Oh, he's gonna free drop. Okay, let's get rid of a resource. Okay, this area is a little strong. Trying to hide the red stain here. She's waiting by the check spot. Can I clear the resource? Not a good way to break it, but I have to clear out some resources. I don't have an option here. From here, she makes the vault, so I'm gonna have to go from the right side. She goes up the stairs. There should be a god pallet in front of me. Okay, there's not. Okay. I'm gonna head trap her now. I should be able to hook from here and then drop down and use pop. Right, and then just bada bing. Know where to hide. We know, okay, she's going that way. I'm gonna wait a second. Just to have the extra hit, why not? I could try to go after her because she should be in an area with no pallets. Yeah, this area doesn't have any pallets besides the one in front of her, so gotta take the big swings. Okay, try to pull her away from the pallet like that. You see how we kind of like vacuum her away, and then we can try to swing out. Which I'm just gonna say that the swing that I swung out of that instead of it doing that or whatever. I'm gonna clear this out. So if they're not gonna work on the Jenny, oh, I almost got her too. Oh, I don't land that? Is that too far? Did I stagger too hard? So I'm gonna try to go for her because I know that. Oh, I hit the wall.
Ooh, that was really close.
She has off the record. I'm gonna try to clear another pallet if I can. If I can, that is. Okay, so I don't have to clear the pallet at all. I could just down her again. Okay. And then this one's over here. She's gonna fast vault. So I know that at least one or two has flashbangs because I heard the explosion behind me, and then I see the other one with the thing in their hand. So what I'm gonna try to do, we know Ripley can't really save right now. She's working on the trap. So what I could try to do is maybe kind of linger around the area. There you go. There goes Yunjin again. I'm gonna see if I can try to push her towards her. If I could push her towards the save, that would help. I was indeed. Okay, we can probably actually down her. I can actually just down her and then place the head trap on her head too. Because the one right there is on death. So pretty good so far because they're pushing the gens pretty hard. I can actually go after this one here because she's busy. The other two are busy with the head traps. Yeah, clear pallets, do whatever. I'm not gonna break that. I'll bloodlust it if I have to. I don't care. I'm not gonna break it. I will bloodlust it if I have to. As a matter of fact, actually, I got the aura reading, so now I can switch over here and push them off of this. I don't even have to use the pop. It's like not even worth it. So that's a free hit on Ripley. So the other one is on death hook, but also wasting some time. So I could probably go after Ripley here. Maybe I can give her another trap. That would be pretty funny. But I don't know if it'll be a waste of time. There's a god pallet. She wasted her fucking dead hard. Nice. I'm not gonna use the head trap then. So I know she has dead hard. I'm gonna switch over to here. It's got like some progress. I can probably give it a kick. Nowhere to hide. Okay. He's probably gonna run over to the thing, and then I also see that with Gearhead on the shack gen, so I could probably just go after them. That's also why I didn't want to break the head trap. She's busy emoting for some reason. Not really worried about her right now. This one, I don't know where that other one went, but taking it, I don't really care. Then got rid of that. Now I can switch over to them. They're probably gonna get the gen done because they're gonna push it together. Yeah, they're just gonna full heal. I can't stop that from happening. She has a flashbang and she has dead hard. Yeah, she just dead hard in the air. So thank you. And then we can go after you. Okay, cool. Never mind. Don't have to. I don't even have to then. Yeah, I knew she would run. I knew they would all run behind me. Put it right here. So this one's on death hook. The other one has a head trap to deal with. So all that's left now is just going after her. She'll make the vault from here. That's guaranteed. No lie, thankfully. That's a free hit. And I think she's gonna run toward like probably a dead zone, I think. I don't think there's much of a pallet. There should only be like the jungle gym. Okay, so she didn't even try to mind game it, which means I should be able to make this. Yeah. So she's on death hook, and then we can save the head trap for the other one. Because the cage shouldn't be on a gen right now. So they're on that one over there, which means I can try to hit it with pop and then push them off. Maybe I can try to crouch down and maybe try to catch him off guard. I'm not sure. Hit it with pop. So she pre-ran all the way over to shack without a warning. So it's probably doing a call out. I could probably give a hit to Kate, maybe. No, I can't because she's too far, and then this gen has a lot of progress. Maybe she'll rotate back to the gen. Yes, she will. Perfect. Vault in. Okay, just she wants to book to shack really bad. So yeah, she seems pretty mad about that. Okay, she got rid of the shack pallet for me. This I'll break because I don't care. Doesn't really matter if I'm hindered or not because we just got rid of shack pallet, and then I can just rotate back for the gens. No, actually, if she's gonna stay here, I could just down her. Hit her with the head trap, you know? She probably has dead hard. Yeah, so you're just an idiot then. Here's a head trap. And then we can just hook him too. Put him over here, it's closer to the gens. It could be in the pit or maybe the one over in the back. I'm not sure which. So I can probably just down the Kate. She has a head trap active. So she can't even leave. The head trap's on her head. So I can literally just pick up and hook for free. Like literally, like that's just hilarious to me. I could just pick up and hook for free because she's stuck. She can't do nothing. She ran to Shack, but she can't leave. She can't leave. She's got the head trap. She ran for the save instead. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, but you know. I'm gonna go for the Kate then. They're both occupied, so. Well, she's occupied with the head trap. I can just go after her. What happened? Where's my swing? Alright, cool. Now we can kill her. So now it's just trying to... Oh, I see her. I see her. That's a 4K. Wiggly. Oh my. Alright everybody, we're dropping in for a post commentary utilizing the all-seeing pig build that I had put together for the video today. We're using the add-ons, the Amanda's, I think it's Amanda's Secret, I believe, that when they remove the head trap you get aura reading for 6 seconds, and the green add-on, the Ruleset No. 2, I believe it's called, where you're able to actually hide the auras of the boxes until that the head trap is activated, so you could have a little bit more passive slowdown. So right here, as you can see off the bat, we're trying to kind of split pressure. The idea here is to split pressure. You're trying to get a resource or focus on getting an M1 or whatever have you. So obviously I decided to go for the Kate here. You can definitely tell that they're pretty good players. So they're not really just dropping the pallet immediately. They really want to greet it as much as they can. From this position, they're going to vault. There is a pallet in front of them, so ideally we can mind game it with the ambush. If necessary, they do drop it. From here, we just utilize the 50-50. And I just completely commit to going through because I figured that usually a killer player will more than likely try to mind game it. So I figured that with that assumption in mind, I'm just going to bum rush the window and then just see what they do. So, which is a bit of a gamble, but sometimes you have to take that chance. So I decided, why not put the head trap on now, so that the gen that flies will immediately activate the trap, which it did. Now we're utilizing nowhere to hide value here. For now, we can also see that both survivors are by the hook, right? So what I'm going to do is defend the objective, hold them off. That's 2 people off of the generators. For right now, we're just going to go ahead and put ourselves into this position where we can kind of either get a free M1 on Vittorio potentially, and then Bill kind of has to close in. They're kind of like doing this thing where they kind of swing back and forth. And then now they're realizing that I'm not going to leave the area immediately. because I want to defend the generator as well to let it progress. If I'm able to get an M1 very quickly, I will take advantage of it. Now we're noticing that they're flying off over there. I know Bill is in this area, so I'm going to go after Bill because he's much closer. And that is sort of the strategy with M1 killers. We notice that, okay, now they're going to fly in. What I can try to do is make them go mend, which will also waste more of their time as a result. But I'm realizing, wait a minute, let me actually go ahead and start to go after the Kate, despite the fact that I'm playing Pig, despite the fact that the head trap is active. I'm thinking in my mind, like, wait a minute, if they're both coming in for a save at the same time, this team is most likely going to be focusing on saves. So if that is going to be the case, I can immediately go after the Kate to apply added pressure, which, as you can see, Vittorio had attempted to go for a save. That's why I immediately heard him running up behind me, and then that's when I had gone for the M1. It seems like he's attempting to go maybe for a Sabo, which is fine. That will allow me to get a free hit, if got me a free hit potentially. He did it like kind of fake the Sabo there, which, as you can see, he had a toolbox and he crouched next to it. I didn't really go for the swing because I figured that if he did go for the Sabo, it would mean he goes down. So that's why we were able to just stay patient. Now we can just go ahead and vault. We flop down, and then he's already pretty much right behind us, and we can apply another head trap as the next one goes for the save. Now that is pretty much the way that I'm utilizing the pressure, the strategies. This is a strategy. Obviously, you're going after the same survivor again when you realize that the team is particularly focused on trying to save each other. That is going to allow for more pressure. Now I'm going to leave that pallet down. I heard breathing as I walked by, so then that's when I turned around and got the Feng Min. Because usually when they finish running, they do kind of like breathe. Or stuff like that, or in general, you may hear them like as an ambient sound, if you will. They're gonna breathe, and then that'll give you a little bit of information if it is silent. So now you're gonna see that they're going for the vault. Obviously, for a bad one, they did go for the stun. They also both have active head traps, which means that they will be preoccupied for a while. What I figure is that because there's two head traps active, I'm gonna hold on to the next two, so that I can just immediately place the Feng Min in the basement. I'll go for the back hook to waste more time, meaning that there's only about maybe one survivor that can actually attempt for a save, because the other ones do have the head trap, and if they do have to run off to go for the save, it is going to waste more of their time. So it does apply more pressure that way. Now, I know that Bill used Dramaturgy, so that's why we're going to go ahead and just break the God Pallet immediately and focus on going after Bill, because now no one can really attempt a save that easily unless they want to get off the head traps, which Vittorio was able to get his off, which is fine. We're just getting rid of resources, which he's already getting rid of two really good pallets. I decided not to break that pallet just for the sake of simplicity, and also because I'm not giving them the satisfaction of getting perk value. So that's why we're focusing on rotating back around to go ahead and get to the basement. Now, from here, I can pretty much try to attempt the body block. I did miss the timing there, so what I'm going to do now is just attempt the mind game. Don't swing just yet until 10 seconds is up so that the base get endurance. And as you can see, like, they're really trying to linger in the pallet so that their teammate can go for a save. So what I did was I attached a head trap in the meantime, and then I proceeded to turn the corner around just to see if somebody was lurking in the area, which we know that they were. So we give them a hit as well. And then what I do is I rush back over to get the pickup, because I know that they're not going to have enough time to attempt the save. Now, it seemed like they might have had background player, but they did mess up the timing because they were so eager to go for the save. Which is good for me. I knew that their timing would be off in consideration. It could have been a call out, or it could have just been game sense that they did attempt to go for the save again. So what I decided to do was to place another head trap, because as their head trap will get removed, we'll place a brand new one, meaning that if they do decide to put down a generator, if they want to put it down, then obviously we'll activate the head trap again. Now, maybe the Bill had an object of obsession of some kind, because I was kind of crouching, so I believe maybe he saw me start crouching, which could potentially be like why he did leave the area, because it seemed as if he knew I was going to that generator in particular, which is a little bit strange. So now what I'm going to do is actually fly over to whoever's by the basement. I would honestly just go for Feng Min again. I do need somebody out of the game. What I wanted to do was actually go for the Feng Min, because they are on death hook. I know they do have a head trap, so it is a little bit of a waste of a head trap. But on the flip side, right? If the generator just activated, meaning that if they do attempt to save of some kind, which this is why we go for Bill now, because if they do get picked up, they do have to deal with the head trap now. wasting more of their time, we go ahead and give Bill an M1. Ideally, we can give him another head trap, which would be pretty much ideal. But we're going to go ahead and get the pickup because I know that they're not going to be able to save in time. So that's why we go ahead and get him on the hook. Now, it was a little bit of a misplay because if I was going to attempt to get them out of the game, it would be smarter to not use the head trap and just save the head trap for a different survivor, which is fine. I was sort of playing it sort of not spur of the moment, but trying to play it in a way that was like the most effective for the moment. So I had initially planned for the head trap to be on their head, and then I go for a different survivor. But then I realized that this particular survivor is going to be on death hook and is not the best looper in the lobby. So that's why I figured, why not just go ahead and attempt to get them out of the game for added pressure, because we are going to be toward the 1 gen mark. Now they're trying to place the ice trap on the pallet again. I figure it's not really necessary. So what I'm going to do is actually rotate back around to check on the generators, because I figured it is 1 gen done and there's about 2 to 3 injured survivors that I could be checking on. But so the Kate didn't hear me coming. Obviously, when you do go from crouch to standing as the pig, your terror radius will slowly come back. So what I did was I decided to drop them down, place the head trap, and then what I was trying to figure out is, should I go for the pickup, but I don't want to lose a generator. So what I'm going to do is kick the generator, see if anyone's around me, see where Bill or somebody else could potentially be. I think that might be Object of Obsession because he did get revealed again. So what I did was I decided to go for the hook here and place them over here so that the gen does fly, but obviously another misplay on my part. I didn't pay attention to the Kate being on death hook, so that was a bit of a misplay, but it was a good thing that I was able to at least get my points worth for the head trap. But obviously it would be smarter to have the head trap on a different survivor. Obviously now we can go ahead and get Vittorio, who decided to kind of hide in the locker, so that does allow us to get us another down, which is really good for us. And then now we can go ahead and rotate around and kind of just wait by the generator, because we have the defensive position. We can hold the position here. We can stay on undetectable. So if Object of Obsession does activate again, we will not be revealed because we are undetectable. And then they do end up knocking out the generator, and they are still injured, so no adrenaline or anything like that. They were just simply trying to get the gen done, I guess, for whatever reason, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm looking on the other side of the map, trying to you know, kind of catch him off here, which he didn't really know where I was, which allows me to start to go after him. I am attempting to go for a lunge there just in case I may have gotten it. What I do is I actually go over here and break this pallet because I knew he might have attempted to use an ice trap there. And then what I do is I go ahead and I crouch up while I rotate the opposite way, because I know that they were going to rotate around that way. That's all just game sense in general. Obviously, you know, we respect the pallet there. He's going to go and attempt some kind of crouch. I guess he's trying to mind game it there, so we just immediately down him as well, and then we can immediately hook him as his teammate dies on the hook. So with that being said, that is the gameplay of RPD with the pig, with the all-seeing pig build, utilizing Pop Goes the Weasel, Nowhere to Hide, Lethal Pursuer, Gearhead, Amanda's Secretin, and the I forgot the was it Ruleset No. 2 or something like that. And that is a gameplay sort of breakdown as I went through the motions. Maybe you could have learned something, the viewer, if maybe you're new to Killer, maybe new to Pig, and you can also see where I could have improved. And if you're in these same situations, you know, to kind of keep that in mind, you know, maybe you can learn from my mistakes. So they did it, which was strange. Which one thing I will say is very strange is that they didn't have any aura reading. Maybe it was a scene partner probably, but they weren't yelling, or at least I never heard it, so I just thought it was a little confusing. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and jump into the next one. So we're jumping right into another gameplay for the pig. A little bit of a longer video today. We're actually including 3 gameplays, sort of breaking down the all-seeing pig build. You know, we're just diving right in, right? So we're on Garden of Joy, a little bit more of a difficult map. And ultimately, we're just here to try to break down the gameplay to kind of see where I could have improved on it, as well as showcasing the build at the same time. Just sort of so you guys can kind of maybe learn something from it. This is a little bit of an older gameplay, a little bit pre-patch. So you're going to see the add-ons are a little bit in a different spot, but the build still stands pretty solid. So from here, we're just going ahead and trying to go for the ambush here. I realize that the tile is a little bit too large. The car is a little bit too large to be able to actually attempt that. We do get the hit though, even with finesse, which is really solid. They do chain it into the lithe, which means that they're most likely going to try to rotate towards the shack side, which is going to be their best bet, especially because the huge speed boost that they got alongside with lithe, they were able to really cross map all the way to the other side of the map to get to shack, which we knew that was coming, right? We knew that was coming. It is the 5 gen mark. What we're trying to do at least is trying to sort of hide the light there, just throw them off. We vault in to kind of rotate them back around and make a bad vault, because ultimately we want them to clear the pallet. They do end up fast vaulting that, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it does mean that we are able to sort of mind game it here. We're just trying a little bit different things. It is very difficult because you are going against very smart survivors that are going to utilize everything they can, especially on one of the most survivor-sided maps, in order to, at least get a win, right? So now we're going after ace this time. I figured, well, we did what we could. I wanted to at least get a resource potentially. We go for the M1 potentially. Maybe if they were going to go for the pallet, didn't seem like we were able to reach it even with Bloodlust. But we're trying to clear the resource, but they just are not going to give me the resource, which is fine. We just continue to hit them. It's all right. You know what I mean? We do not care. We are just simply trying to get rid of resources on a map that is very pallet dense. It's very safe of a map in general. And ultimately, we are going to get another M1 on the Jill. She seems like she wants to slam down the pallet, which is completely fine. What I want to do is actually get rid of that resource and focus on Jill now. What I'm doing is sort of split pressure, just trying to get everybody injured, just trying to get rid of resources, just trying to set up for the mid to late game, because obviously at the early we at least with Pig is a little bit difficult. So now we got the down on the Jill. Now we immediately have to place on that head trap, because you know that it's going to be important to do so, because we know that a gen is going to fly. Like, that is a given. We need to be smart. So we know, okay, the gen up top, we don't really have to go up there anymore, which is completely fine. Now we could just go ahead and place them there. We want to start rotating towards gens that have progress. This one has a very good amount of progress, so pop will definitely hit a lot harder due to the equation that it has to do. Pop is based off of the current progress of the generator, and therefore is a pretty good perk to use for slowdown, obviously, because it's after every hook and you have a pretty good amount of time, about 45 seconds, to actually get value from it. So now what we're going to do is actually rotate over to kind of see if we can get a hit on the Kate potentially. The idea would be mainly to try to get a hit on Kate, and then maybe go into that chase, because we know that they're most likely going to go for the save eventually. We got that gen regressing. We're just trying to get a hit to them, switch back over, because we know that there's somebody coming for the save. We want to at least go for the savior while the Jill is going, with the head trap and everything. Now, the Jill decided to get in front of me, so that is telling me that she wants to get out of the game sooner, right? So with that being said, right, because either they're gonna have to go around with the head trap thing. We were at least able to clear the God palette, obviously due to the fact that it is a God window. They are going to be able to utilize that. So I figured that somebody was going to be rotating through, and then that's when we go ahead and do that. Now you can see the ace is trying to emote to try to cancel to go under the pallet. So what I do is I place a head trap, and what I do is I take a look around, because I know somebody is going to be attempting a save. So we look over, we see the Nancy, we figure, well, we were able to, crouch in. You see how I kind of use the crouching as a way to sort of look like, it's a tech. It's a way to make them think I'm going to go for some kind of pickup, of course. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to crouch, go for the ambush, and we actually get her. So that's really good for me. And then we also place yet another head trap, just to keep 2 more people occupied, while the Jill is also occupied with her own head trap. And that's sort of the plan for the future, because we know that once the gen flies, which they will fly, it is a guarantee, we will be able to get value from the head trap, and we can use that to our advantage. So we put one on the hook. We try to go ahead and just kick a gen that's near us. The Jill does end up getting healed, and then picks up the ace, which is fine. Having the head trap is very valuable. We know that he's going to start running over to the God window, or something to that effect. You want to go for the Kate now, because she does not have a head trap, and she does not have a means of being slowed down in any way. So now she does kind of hesitate. We do at least get rid of the God palette. Unfortunately, we were not able to get the down, but that's okay, right? Because we're clearing the resources. We're trying to do our best, and ultimately, we're just going to do what we have to do, right? So now we're just going to go ahead and try to clear out yet another pallet. If she does greet it, we do end up knocking her down. We hold on to the head trap because we already have about 2 unactive head traps like ready to go. We have one that is currently active, so that means that there's a couple of people either working on generators, maybe they're healing themselves or doing other things that are not the generator. So now we can go ahead and pull them off of the generator. We can go ahead and just pop on the nearest gen with the most amount of progress. We're always keeping an ear out for the gen with the most amount of progress. Now what we're trying to do is rotate around back towards the other generators to kind of see what we can do here. So now we notice, okay, there's another gen with a lot of progress. We're going to go for some nowhere to hide value. That's where all seeing pig kind of kicks in. We figured that the person on the right hand side is you know, mostly irrelevant. We're trying to go for the add-on value. So we notice, okay, Jill just got her head trap off. Let me go after Jill again. Now the other ones will have to go save. While injured, they're probably going to have to start healing. We go after the healthy one in the meantime so that we can waste a little bit more of their time. And also start getting gearhead value and stuff like that. And ultimately just trying to get rid of Jill because we know Jill is not the strongest looper. So she was camping that window there, which is completely fine. There is no God Palette or anything anymore. We see Gearhead activating over there, so now what we can do is try to go for the Jill here, which she probably has dead hard from what it seemed, so which she did not. We were able to at least down her. And then we're going to save our head trap again. We're just going to wait until somebody removes a head trap, and then once we down somebody else, we'll use the new head trap on that person. Just so we can keep the slowdown going. As you can see, we're kind of bringing the game down to, you know, even though they're pushing the generator, which they really wanted to push a generator, which makes sense. But it doesn't mean that there's 2 people occupied with the head trap. And what I'm trying to do is see if I can find the Nancy or anybody around the area, which we can see with some kind of aura reading of some kind. I'm not sure if it's object of obsession, but we were able to just go ahead and use pop on that. We want to at least go for Nancy because she is injured, so that's why we want to at least go for that. And then what I do is I rotate around and go and hit the Kate, right? So the reason I'm doing that and not even breaking the pallet is because she still has her head trap on her head. Like, it's still active. So she's still going to have to stop and continue to do that. In the meantime, I can just go ahead and down the Kate. And then what I'll do is place the head trap on her because we know that they're most likely going to be removing it at this point. It was also to try to move them away from the pallet. They do end up getting the pallet save, so I was not able to get the right spacing, unfortunately. But on the flip side, at the very least, that means that Aces also, you know, still has to remove the head trap, which means he's wasting more of his own time. Now, right as the timing goes, somebody just removed the head trap. So that's exactly what I was anticipating would occur, and that's why we placed the head trap at that particular point. It does take a 4 boxes maximum. That is the maximum that they have to mess with the boxes and stuff like that. So you know that it is a guarantee. We go ahead and attempt an ambush here, which we were very close to actually getting it, which was very cool. But unfortunately, we're not able to. So what we're doing here is just utilizing a mind game. We're going ahead and double backing. I'm not sure if they're able to see the red stain through the wall or anything. But I figured we did see the ace here, so we can get a little bit more value. Kate's head trap just activated, so I can probably just commit to going after the Nancy or the Kate potentially. But I figure, wait a minute, I do need to eliminate a survivor, or at least get somebody on a hook, because I know that there's still plenty of survivors running around, which means that they're going to be able to pick up the Kate very quickly. So I'm going to put her on the hook just so we can have people get some more pressure. Obviously, you're going to see they're all trying to heal at the same time. The ace does get healed up, but that also means that we have everybody injured at this time. We can probably just go for the Jill because we know that she is going to go down very quickly. So she does drop the pallet, obviously, which means we were able to get the down. She does get down in the middle of the open, which means that there's most likely somebody going for a save. So that's why we're always keeping an eye out. You know that the ace is running around. We do fake it again to see if they want to close in. They do not, so we pick them up now. Kate's head trap is active. We can then get rid of Jill and now eliminate one survivor. I'm assuming it eliminates one survivor, unless it doesn't, but it does eliminate a survivor, so that is what we're trying to go for ultimately. Pig's ability to use the head traps can be pretty decent slowdown. In combination with other slowdowns, it could be a pretty decent way to play Pig. You know, it really fits the way, you know, which is pretty nice. It does give her a bit of an option. She is still very weak by the just killer standards as to what we have available on the roster, I will say. And I did attempt to go for the Kate here anyway, just to stop her from going for the machine or whatever have you. Also because what I can do is actually go for somebody else now. That'll get Ace to do something else. We do attempt an ambush. I do try to just commit to one side. It's still not enough, unfortunately. I was hoping it would be. They do have finesse, obviously, so that is a free perk that they can utilize. So what we want to do is rotate back. We know that Ace is going to be doing that, so we're trying to kind of hide the disdain, throw them off, get that free hit, because they really are very focused on trying to save. Now we just go for the pickup because that they're on death hook anyway. What I want to do is actually get another pop charged. So we just place them on the hook here. That should eliminate the survivor, and then we go ahead and rotate over to the generator so we can hit that with pop and try to see where the Ace is, right? We know that where the Nancy is. We want to at least get a hit on Nancy if possible. Which this parking lot in general is just very, very difficult to deal with. It's very, very easy for survivors to make multiple rotations without you being able to do anything as an M1 killer. So I just leave the area entirely and start going after the Ace if possible. Now, I was under the assumption that it could be comms because they were immediately pre-running off of the generator, like right as I came over. As you can see, they made a ton more distance than they normally would have. So what I did was that I waited sort of to kind of see what they would do, and just trying to be patient because there is 2 people left, but one of them is injured, so it would be easier to track them if that is the case. So now what we're trying to do is sort of just kind of keep an eye out, trying to keep our ears open, trying to keep an idea as to where the Ace could have went. Obviously, you may not hear the audio too well with the commentary over it, but obviously during the gameplay and during your own games, just keep an ear out. Have your headset on and pay attention. So now we downed the Ace. We figured that there's got to be a Nancy kind of rolling around. Maybe they could have been rotating toward the shack potentially, because it's usually where they like to heal in most cases. So that's why we keep that in mind while we decide to go rotate around. Now we go ahead and kick the generator, get some more nowhere to hide. We see that the Nancy's kind of hiding in the corner there, so we just give them a free hit. Now what we're going to do is just continue to follow them. They're most likely going to try to attempt something at the pallet, so what we do is go ahead and crouch. She stays there, so we go ahead and pick up. Go to standing, and then we immediately pick up, right? Oh, we got the down, rather. Then from there, we pretty much can just place them on the nearest hook, and that will pretty much secure our 4K. So with that being said, I would say that we did pretty well. Even it was Garden of Joy, and it did seem like the chips were down, but we were able to utilize different strategies, different things, and just sort of keeping a sense of game, having game sense will allow you to get a lot of value from this build if you decide to use it. The all-seeing pig build, and honestly one of my favorite builds to utilize on an M1 killer, to say the least. So with that being said, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube things. Hit that noti bell. Hit the all option afterwards. If you want to support the channel, you can go ahead and check the link to the description. There's also memberships available for those of you who want access to more exclusive content or exclusive perks, such as build requests built into the memberships. You'll get a few. Also, you have exclusive content for emotes that are exclusive to those on the member side. Very custom made. And also, you'll be able to see killers as well that I don't really show on the channel much. So with that being said, once again, thank you all for all the support, and I will see you guys in the next one.